Hello everybody, this is the Florida Sports Report, and today we're going to be talking about the Florida Gators in a report by Zach Abelverde. With the big picture in mind, Gators believe sweating through small stuff will lead to a ring. Gainesville, Florida. The theme for this year's football team is sweating the small stuff. That should be hard to do in this August heat, but Jim McElwain isn't looking for a pile of dress jerseys after practice. The third-year coach wants fall camp to be uncomfortable for the players. It's going to be something where there's going to be a lot of things stressed, as simple as sweating through every small detail. McElwain said there's no detail small enough to be overlooked. It's going to be hard. That'll be intentional. In McElwain's eyes, his team can see the big picture, or as he likes to put it, they understand the why, and his expectations are understood by everyone in the building. However, that's been the case for some time now. In the spring of 2016, McElwain told SEC Country that he told his players that they were beginning to buy into his message and conduct themselves in championship fashion. And while last season resulted in another division title, that fell short of Florida's ultimate goal. You gotta do everything being perfect, and the little things add up to something big. UF defensive end Jordan Sherritt said, "A lot of the stuff that Coach Mack talks about with the title stuff is in games when something doesn't go your way. How are you going to respond? How are you going to react? That particularly is what differentiates the good teams from the great items. Once you get in that position where we're at, where you get back to Atlanta 2 years in a row, it starts to become, okay, that's not enough. Now we want to win in Atlanta. That's our plan. We want to win that game, and we want to go on past to the playoff. That's why you nitpick and look for things you can do better." So what exactly does sweating through the small stuff mean for defensive end C.C. Jefferson? It's not just about managing miscues and strengthening weaknesses, he says. When you say sweat through the small stuff, it means both the small negative stuff and the small positive stuff, Jefferson said. If you don't sweat the negative stuff, eventually it turns into a big problem. When you sweat this small positive stuff, just as being on time to meetings or just doing what's right, eventually it will help you on the end. That's what the team has taken away from what Coach McElwain has said. Well, guys, it really looks like the Florida Gators have a couple of mature players on their team. That's what it, seems like to me. Because usually when you see guys that are really not ready for the big stage, guys that are a bit immature, guys that are a bit young, they usually just say and repeat a lot of the things the coaches say and to the media just to get the interview over with. But no, you can tell that the Florida Gators really have some mature guys here. A guy like C.C. Jefferson, he really understands and comprehends the message that Jim McElwain is trying to give to his football players here. He understands it, and he wants to win a national championship. He knows Alabama in the way. Everybody knows Alabama's in the way. But, sweating through the small negative stuff and the small positive stuff, as he said, can really go a long way. And, Jim McElwain's really establishing a good culture here. It's been a while since we've had good football. Ever since Urban Meyer left, things have never really been the same. And now things are really starting to get back on track. We're pacing ourselves here. We're still going to have a dominant defense. Our quarterback situation was in flux last season. So we're on the right track. So, guys, let's continue to read this article here. McElwain has been stressing about the small stuff since his first year at Florida. Remember how he ripped players for not having their ankles taped before meetings? It's great if you can score a touchdown or make an interception, but you can make curfew or show up for film study on time, right? That's what championship teams do. No doubt, McElwain said. A lot of times people go through life being okay with above average. It's not a bad thing. That means you're probably maybe winning a little more than you're losing. You're probably putting more in your bank account than you're taking out. And there are a lot of people that live comfortably and really good, long lives, just being average. In this game, being a Florida Gator, I don't expect that. Above average is, it is what it is. I think the next big thing is understanding the courage it takes to really take that next step and put yourself out there and understanding, this is the next step. So what am I looking for? I don't know if we'll find out. That's the beautiful thing, but I know our guys understand. Well, surely the Florida Gators aspire to do great things this season. You know, and Jim McElwain establishing this message is important. Every football coach needs to establish a message. And basically, his message is accountability in every single way. Making curfew, making it to practice on time, doing the right things. These are the things that lead to success. It may not seem that way if it's not directly you making a play on a football field, but it can lead to a more positive way of thinking in your football team. When you have mature guys who are smart on your football team, those are guys that show signs of leadership, because maturity can really spread around to the rest of that locker room, as long as it's the right guy, providing that message. So the Florida Gators are looking good right now. Great defense as usual. The quarterback situation, there's a quarterback battle going on right now. I don't really know how good these quarterbacks are until we see them in action, but I can't wait. All right, everybody. Peace out. This is the Florida Sports Report, and I am out.